everybody, welcome back to No Jumper News. It's Adam22 here with your man AD. Let's get right into these stories. So first things first, more details surrounding the murder of Mo3 continue to unfold. Houston Crip FDA has alleged that Mo3 killed 2 people after being ambushed at a Houston nightclub. So yeah, FDA appeared on High Thoughts TV and revealed that Mo3 allegedly killed 2 people in September 2020, just a few months before his brutal murder on a Dallas freeway back in November. During the interview, FDA claimed that Mo3 killed 2 people in Houston after they started shooting at him first at V Live, which is a strip club out there. According to Hip Hop DX, the altercation had already been publicly documented, but contrary to FDA's statement, only 2 people were left wounded without any following reports of either of those people passing away. As we previously reported, Mo3 was gunned down on a Dallas highway last November, just days after King Von was murdered in Atlanta. However, more details continue to surface about his untimely death. Since Mo3's passing, multiple suspects have been either indicted or charged with his murder. Last month, the Dallas News reported Devin Brown, who was already in custody by the time suspect Kwan White was arrested, told police that he was aware Mo3 was dating a known witness and got upset over a Facebook video. However, he denied being involved in the shooting. Kwan White was charged and indicted on the murder in February, and Devin Brown is facing additional charges after officers searched his home after the shooting and discovered a stolen AK-47, synthetic cannabinoids, aka that fake weed, a bottle of pills that tested positive for meth, numerous scales and baggies, plus more than $3,200 in cash. Kwan White faces up to 10 years in federal prison, and Devin Brown faces up to 20 on both the drug and gun charges if convicted. Rest in peace, Mo3. Okay, I've been doing interviews for a long time, and I've slowly seen how like the window of who is considered acceptable to interview has just widened and widened. And you know, at first it was like, oh, we're just gonna interview rappers, and then over time it became like, oh, you're a friend of a rapper, we're gonna talk to you. You're in a gang, you got some information, we're going to talk to you. And I think that overall that's probably a good thing. You know, a lot of people have interesting stories to tell regardless of if they're like famous or whatever. But this does seem like kind of a weird example because you have this guy, and shout out to him, I don't know how well known he is or how much salt we should be taking his words with, but he came out and in the video interview that he did with High Thoughts TV, shout out to them, I seen you tweeting at me telling me to tag you, he comes out and basically says that Mo3 killed 2 people, and then it comes out that 2 people didn't even die in the incident that he's talking about. So to me, this does raise concerns about like whose word are we going to actually take seriously, because eventually at some point you just kind of end up playing this game of telephone where, you know, you're taking stuff that somebody heard on the street and they're saying in an interview, and then you have to go back and actually look at the case and say, well, actually maybe 2 people didn't even die. I mean, saying that Mo3, rest in peace, killed 2 people is a very, very serious accusation, especially if we're gonna find out like later that day that actually those 2 people didn't even die.
Yeah, you got to do your due diligence. You got to do your due diligence if you're going to sit there in front of a camera and say some accusations like that and stuff. You know what I mean? And then too, man, let the guy rest in peace, man. You know, he got a family. They probably don't want to hear nothing about that too, especially if it's not true. Like that the police didn't report on it. If no one else is saying it in the publications, why are you going on a platform and spreading something that people who like you, who are not going to read and figure the shit out, is just going to be left in their head that Mo3 killed 2 people when it wasn't true.
And the crazy shit about it is that I don't think this guy, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, they said he's a Crip, whatever. I don't think he would be coming out and saying this about Mo3 if Mo3 hadn't passed. Obviously, it would be straight up snitching if Mo3 was still alive and he were to come out and say that. He's dead. It still feels like you should probably give his family the benefit of the doubt to not go on camera. Like if this was someone that we know in LA who was involved in a situation where he killed 2 people and then they killed him, we're not gonna come on the podcast the next day and be like, actually, he killed 2 people and we knew about it the whole time and we just didn't say anything because we were snitching. No, it's like, if they die, just let it go. Like you don't need to necessarily air out every crazy thing that they ever did in their life, even though with certain people, like King Von comes to mind, King Von dies and all of a sudden the YouTubers are telling us, here's everything that he might have been involved with. I guess it's kind of a sign of the times.
Yeah, man, remember that these brothers got kids, man. You know what I mean? You know, you don't want their legacy to be tainted in the eyes of their children and shit like that. You know what I mean? They may hear certain things, but at the end of the day, you don't want to put that out there to the world. You know what I mean? RIP to both those guys.
For sure.
Next story. The 23-year-old Brazilian funk superstar, MC Kevin, dies after a fall from a hotel balcony on Sunday. Testimonies claim MC Kevin jumped off a hotel balcony and fell to his death in an attempt to escape being caught having an affair. According to the Brazilian newspaper, Extra Global, he feared his wife would catch him cheating. Authorities state Kevin fell from the 5th floor balcony of the Rio de Janeiro and found him near a swimming pool at the hotel. Kevin was immediately taken to a nearby hospital where he was pronounced dead. The tragic incident comes just weeks after he married his 33-year-old wife, DeLeon Brazeira. She posted a heartfelt message on the Instagram writing, "You are always so incredible. It's not fair you had to leave like this. It's not. Local police are still investigating the incident. Authorities have taken the cell phones of model Bianca Dominguez and Victor Elias Fontelel, who were both allegedly in the hotel room when Kevin fell. The report states MC Kevin and Victor met Bianca on the boardwalk before eventually taking her to the suite. Global reports as the three reportedly maintained sexual relations before Kevin jumped off the balcony. Bianca told police that a friend knocked on the hotel door while they were having sex. Kevin got paranoid that his wife, who was staying at the same hotel, had caught him cheating. He then tried to jump the balcony of the room below, but instead fell 5 floors and hit the ground. MC Kevin launched his career in 2014 and has left behind more than 10 million Instagram followers and 2 million monthly listeners on Spotify. He recently released his album titled Phoenix, R.I.P.
Gentlemen, don't lose your life just because you got caught cheating. It would be way better to get caught cheating than to try to jump to the bottom balcony beneath the hotel that you're in, which to me, that already offers up a whole bunch of problems because, I mean, if your girl is storming in the room, how does you being on the bottom floor without your key card, without a way to get back into that room, how is that going to save you? And then for him to lose his life in all this, I mean, I would like to see some photographs of these girls he was cheating with because it better have been worth it.
That nigga tried to pull a Shaggy. It wasn't me, you know what I'm saying? Like, that, man, that's unfortunate. And honestly, there's a lot of guys that'll probably do the same thing, but in the heat of the moment, you look like you can clear some shit, couldn't clear it. We talked about this on the show yesterday. I know a lot of people that would try to make that, and 5 floors is
no, he was trying to jump 1 floor, and then he fell 5, and he landed next to the swimming pool, which I think is extra fucked up, because you know there was kids by the kiddie pool, and all of a sudden they got to watch this Brazilian heartthrob exploding all over the ground. These poor fucking kids. You didn't need the sound effect?
You can't say explode, bro. It's only 5 floors. He's not a watermelon.
5 floors, he's going to explode, bro. If your head drops down 5 floors, there's going to be brains, there's going to be blood, there's going to be skull fragments. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but you acting like he's a damn watermelon, man.
I mean, hey, I'm just saying, all I know is that this guy got married 3 weeks before this. Listen, I'm not trying to act better than anybody, whatever, but if you have to have a threesome at 3 weeks after your marriage and you're that worried about your girl finding out, maybe this wasn't the relationship to get into in the first place. I probably sound pretty callous because I don't know who this guy is. It's not my culture. We're talking about somebody else's culture. But it just seems like there was a whole cascade of bad decisions that led to him basically exploding like a watermelon next to the kiddie pool.
And he still didn't get caught.
No, he did get caught.
He didn't get caught. She didn't see nothing.
His girl can't even be mad about it. His girl has to go give statements to the news and act like, oh, you're such a great guy, while also being like, you piece of shit, you were cheating on me. She's so mad. That's really the best way to get caught cheating, though, is you just off yourself right away, and then your girl can't really be mad at you.
And he went out with a threesome.
That's real.
Ching ching.
Yeah, but imagine trying to slip down to that bottom balcony and you're all covered in sex fluids and you got oil, you got hanging all over your hands and shit, bro. Is it any surprise that he didn't make it? I don't know.
Oh my God.
Anyway, rest in peace. YouTube, do us a favor. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll be back real soon. Appreciate it.